And welcome to the NFL Today on YouTube. I'm James Brown along with Coach Bill Cowher, Nate Burleson, and Matt Ryan. And the conversation here involves rookie quarterbacks. We're going to focus on two, Shador Sanders and Tyler Shuck. And Matt, you didn't ask me to start with you, but I'm coming this time to you to make sure we do it right. Give me your headline, your thoughts about these two rookies. We're doing a pretty good job with their squads.
Yeah, so, let's start with Tyler Shuck in New Orleans. I think Kellen Moore has done a good job of structuring the plan around a rookie quarterback. We're going to see some of this right here, throwing the football over the middle. Beautiful timing, beautiful anticipation. But I love this. Get him on the move, use his athleticism, allow him to use his legs. 55 rushing yards on the day on 7 attempts. I think that helps a young player. And then this is some of what you don't know if you're going to get this in the NFL. You evaluate this in college, but the ability to escape the pocket and get out there and make the plays, I think this is one of the things you're encouraged if you see. The key number here, though, 20 pass attempts. 20 pass attempts. I think limiting the number of opportunities in the passing game for a young player, not overwhelming them with volume, I think is helpful. You look at some of the other guys today. Cam Ward, 28 pass attempts. He gets a win. This year, when we've watched Cam Ward, the #1 overall pick, he's been overwhelmed with volume in the passing game. 40-plus pass attempts. Too much reliance on him to drop back and throw the football down the field, process defense, take hits. You can talk about the number of sacks that Cam Ward has taken this year. It's high. It's a lot like Caleb Williams last year. And the other guy we got to talk about is Shedeur. We go to pass attempts. Shedeur, today, 42 pass attempts. Big yards, 364, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, but in the loss. Did he do some good things? Absolutely. But I think as you're trying to bring these guys along, I think there has to be guardrails that you put on them in a way that you protect them in their development. I think that's critical for young players to start to see some success and not feel overwhelmed week in and week out.
Yeah, shout out to Shucks. I mean, Shucks. Shout out to him. He proved that, how he was scouted, which was good arm, athleticism, can move in the pocket. That is something that he can do at the next level. I oftentimes feel like these coaches will get a young player and then they'll try to make them someone that they're not. Be a traditional drop-back quarterback, sit in that pocket for as long as you can, get the ball out of your hands. I feel like if there's a quarterback that is athletic, that has the ability to run, incorporate that in your offense, or at least give him the option. Hey, listen, man, you're going to go through a couple of reads. By that time, the pocket will be collapsing. If nothing is there, I'm going to need you to use your legs like you did in college, make a play for your team. And that's what we saw in that Saints game. And when it comes to Cam Ward, you're right, man. My dude has been under duress since week 1. It's kind of hard to watch at times. And, people will look at the sacks, they'll look at the QB hits, they'll look at the pressures, and they'll say, oh, Cam Ward taking all these sacks. But it's not just on him. You got to remind people, it's on wideouts. We have to know where the blitz is coming from, giving our quarterback a place to go with the ball, whether it's a hot route or a place that he can release it to. And then it's on the running backs and offensive line to pick up these certain type of blitzes. We know that teams are going to heat up young quarterbacks, especially Cam Ward. And he is going to be in shape once the season ends because he has been running around from week 1. Now, Shedeur, on the flip side, you're right. I would love to see, somewhere around 30 passes. But I'm not mad if you're throwing it 42 times and you got 4 TDs. I mean, you can just see this offense has a little bit of juice. And look at Cam Ward, 14 for 28, like you said. And his ability to extend plays, even when he has guys draped all around him, we showed it in one of the highlights. I mean, he was pretty much down for the sack, but it ended up staying on his feet and then delivering the ball. But what I do love, getting back to Shedeur a couple of weeks ago, after getting the win and then losing, and then on the sideline, Jerry Jeudy going over to him. And I don't know all the details of what happened, but what I do know is a veteran receiver was talking to a young quarterback. They had a little back and forth, and people made a big deal out of it. They kind of quieted this week and said, it wasn't a big deal. We handled it behind the scenes. But then he hits him on, I think it was a deep crosser or a skinny post.
Yeah.
A beautiful ball, and then Jeudy catches it on the run, gets in the end zone. I love that. I love that you can have something as somebody, as we see, as a confrontation on the sideline a week ago, but then bounce back and feed your.
And you see what they did today.
No doubt about it.
The two of them.
Yeah, and I love that for Shedeur. And you can see the offense has some juice to it. Even the defense. They're not constantly running back on the field, Coach, and playing exhausted as we've seen them do all season long.
You know, it's so funny. We had Russell Wilson in there today, and Matt, you've gone through it, and Russell's gone through a bunch of different systems. You were in the system, and I remember just talking to you about your second year as opposed to your first year, and you look at the second-year quarterbacks like Caleb Williams, Drake May, Bo Nix. These guys are leading their respective teams that are in playoff contention right now. And to me, the quarterback decision is about two things. It's processing information and making decisions.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing you can do in terms of processing information is try to simplify and repeat things. And I think that's the thing to me, because then it will slow down the decision-making, the process of thinking it, and realizing decision-making, it becomes easy because repetitive. I made a mistake this time in reading this defense. I should have gone to this side, not this side. Those are the things it's going to happen. And the more you try to do, the more convoluted it becomes in the quarterback's mind, right? So I look at Shedeur, and I agree with you. I've seen a lot of really good things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing I would just say to him is sometimes just don't try to do too much in the course of a play.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times that don't be reckless with the ball.
Yeah.
And you make a throw, you're trying to get it in there. Right now,
or retreating too much.
Yeah,
Sometimes
retreating too
get
much.
caught retreating,
And I know
trying to extend the play.
It's okay to get out. And I think Shuck, to me, reminds me of Jackson Dart. These are athletic guys.
Yeah.
You want to get the runs in there. They're good outside the pocket. They can extend plays. And again, if you can minimize the process of processing information and make sure that decision-making is not being careless, then you bring along slowly and do more and more with them.
I think that works both ways, too. You allow the quarterback to develop and get better at the concepts over and over. It also allows you to evaluate if progress is being made, and this is somewhere that we want to stick. This is someone that we want to stick with as we start to learn
and see what they feel comfortable doing.
Absolutely. And so, I think it's one of those things that, it's just beneficial for both sides. The one thing I've seen with all of these guys, though, and I think it's a necessary part of playing quarterback, there's toughness.
Yeah.
There's genuine toughness across the board, and it's not fake. Cam Ward is running around for his life, and he is taking hits, and he continues to get up.
Yeah.
And he gains my respect for doing that, because that is hard to do. Tyler Shuck, we saw some of that today, running out, escaping the pocket, using his physicality, getting low, getting into the end zone, bouncing back up after hits. Shador Sanders doing the same, standing in there in the pocket, delivering the football, knowing you're going to get hit. We've seen that from Jackson Dart throughout the year.
Yeah.
Now, you learn how to protect yourself. You learn all of those things. But toughness is essential to playing quarterback in the NFL, and these guys are displaying that at an early age.
I do have a question for the Browns, whether it's for the OC or Stefanski. Final moments of the game. Shedeur takes that team all the way down. They score a touchdown. You're down by 2. You have to go for a 2-point conversion to tie it up. Why take Shedeur off the field? I think they did a direct snap, and they tried to do a double reverse, and I think Quinshon Junkins had the ball in his hand. But, why get tricky at that moment in the game? Just let your young QB, have a moment and push this game into overtime. I didn't understand that. Just overcomplicating the moment. Put your starting QB in.
Sometimes in play calling, you do overthink it, and I think that's sometimes you try to stay a step ahead. But I think what he showed in this game today, his resiliency, bringing that football team back, and doing what he had to do today, I think was a great step in terms of his.
And if this is the baseline, Shedeur's in a good position as a young quarterback.
If you can help me with one nugget, this has been, again, exemplary in terms of detailing the process and the growth of a quarterback. The cautionary tale of a young quarterback and having him throw too much can yield what as a concern?
I think loss of confidence.
Yep.
I think loss of confidence across the board, and I think that's something that we have seen in the last 25, 30 years of quarterbacks coming in and playing too much too early.
Yeah.
And Bill has explained it perfectly why under center works nicely in the young quarterback's
100%.
progress. All right, folks, there you have it. Join us every Sunday, 12 noon on the NFL Today right here on CBS.